There is a beach town in Florida where you can buy a waterfront home for less than what people pay for a used Honda Civic. No, this is not a foreclosure scam. It is a place so hidden that even Floridians forget it exists. Everyone thinks affordable beach living died in 2019. That anywhere with sand and salt water now costs $500,000 minimum. Here is what nobody tells you. Scattered along America's coastlines are beach towns, so overlooked that housing prices seem like typos. Places where your mortgage payment is less than what people in San Diego pay for parking. We are counting down 12 forgotten beach towns where living costs stay genuinely low. One town has waterfront property cheaper than landlocked suburbs in Ohio. Another has seafood so fresh the restaurant owners catch it themselves that morning. Like this video, if you realize the best beach towns are not the famous ones, subscribe, because this channel is your relocation guide with actual data instead of Pinterest fantasies. Let us break it down. Number 12, Long Beach, Washington. Long Beach, Washington offers Pacific Ocean living for prices that make Californians question their life decisions. The town sits about 3 hours from both Portland and Seattle, with around 1,400 residents stretched along 28 miles of beach. This is Pacific Northwest coastal, living with dramatic storms, moody skies, and rugged beauty. Here is what it costs. Median home price, $350,000. Rent, $1,200 to $1,600 monthly. Cost of living, 5% above national average. The catch is simple. Average summer temperatures hit maybe 65 degrees. The Pacific is genuinely cold. Winter brings storms that rattle windows. Someone who relocated from California said they traded sunshine for affordability with zero regrets. Their mortgage is $1,800 for a house that would cost $8,000 monthly in California. They own rain gear like other people own sunglasses. Picture yourself walking 28 miles of empty beach. Your house costs less than a San Francisco down payment. Then the rain starts sideways and you remember affordable beach living here comes with waterproof requirements. Number 11, Westport, Washington. Westport, Washington offers Pacific Beach living with commercial fishing town authenticity at accidentally cheap prices. The population hovers around 2,000 people connected to fishing and crabbing. Miles of Pacific coastline with dunes, driftwood, and surfers. Fresh seafood is not a restaurant markup here. It is a neighbor bringing over extra catch. Here's the cost situation. Median home price, $320,000 rent, $1,000 to $1,400 monthly cost of living. National average, the catch is genuine isolation. The nearest Target is over an hour away. Medical care requires driving to larger towns. Winter is wet and gray for months. A Seattle transplant said they bought a house here for what their Seattle apartment costs annually in rent. They wake 2 ocean sounds instead of traffic. But they also drive 90 minutes for a dentist appointment. Picture yourself watching fishing boats head out at dawn. Your coffee costs less than your entire previous parking situation. Then you realize the grocery store closes at 8 and the nearest hospital is 45 minutes away. Number 1. Bandon, Oregon. Bandon, Oregon delivers some of the most dramatic coastal scenery in America at prices that seem impossible for Oregon. The town has around 3,200 residents with sea stacks rising from the water and beaches that look professionally designed for photography. Oregon's entire coast is publicly accessible by law, and Bandon stays uncrowded because it is far enough from Portland. Here is the breakdown. Median home price, $425,000 rent, $1,300 to $1,800 monthly cost of living. Slightly above average. The catch is weather. Over 70 inches of rain annually. Gray skies are standard. Summer highs around 65 degrees. A retiree said their house overlooks sea stacks that tourists drive hours to photograph. Their total monthly costs are less than a Bay Area one-bedroom apartment. Picture yourself walking a beach with sea stacks, framing the sunset. Then November arrives and it rains for 3 weeks straight. Sometimes affordable paradise comes with vitamin D supplement recommendations. Number 9, Rockport, Texas. Rockport, Texas offers Gulf Coast beach living with small-town Texas charm at prices that stayed reasonable despite everyone predicting otherwise. The population is around 12,000 people who came for fishing and escaped from Houston prices. The town rebuilt extensively after Hurricane Harvey in 2017. So much of the housing is newer and Here is the cost breakdown. Median home price, $315,000 rent, $1,200 to $1,700. Monthly cost of living, 6% below national average, no state income tax. The catch is hurricanes. Harvey devastated Rockport in 2017. Insurance is expensive. Every June through November, you watch weather patterns with concerning intensity. A resident who moved from Austin said Rockport is affordable because hurricanes are real. They fish from their backyard. Winters are mild. They pay less for their house than Austin rent, but they have a hurricane plan ready and insurance bills that make them wince. Picture yourself casting a line from your dock at sunset. Pelicans dive nearby. Then hurricane season arrives and you spend 3 days deciding whether to evacuate. Sometimes cheap beach living comes with weather-related anxiety. Number 8, Port Aransas, Texas. Port Aransas, Texas offers Barrier Island Beach, living with genuine surf culture at accessible prices. The town sits on Mustang Island with only 4,000 permanent residents. Miles of Gulf Coast sand where you can drive vehicles directly onto the shore. The surf supports a real surfing community. Water is warm enough to swim from May through October. Here is the pricing. Median home price, $445,000 rent. $1,400 to $2,000 monthly cost of living. National average, the catch is dual. Hurricane exposure is real. Additionally, summer tourist crowds make the town feel overrun. Locals schedule errands for weekday mornings and avoid certain areas during peak season. A 15-year resident said they bought when nobody was paying attention. Winter is the secret. From October through March, the town is quiet, and their beach access would cost millions in California. Picture yourself surfing uncrowded waves in January. Beach is empty. Your house costs less than a California studio. Then Memorial Day arrives and traffic stops moving. Sometimes affordable beach living means sharing your paradise periodically. Number 7, Ocean Springs, Mississippi. Ocean Springs. Mississippi offers Gulf Coast charm with an unexpected art scene at genuinely accessible prices. The population is around 18,000, with a walkable downtown featuring galleries, restaurants, and locally owned shops. Walter Anderson's art legacy gives the town genuine artistic credibility. Barrier Island beaches are reachable by ferry. Here is the cost situation. Median home price, $290,000. Rent, $1,100 to $1,500 monthly costs of living. 14% below national average. The catch is Mississippi itself. The state ranks low in education and healthcare outcomes. Summer heat and humidity are brutal. An artist who relocated from Nashville said they could not afford studio space and living space in Nashville simultaneously. In Ocean Springs, they have a house with a dedicated studio for less than Nashville. Rent alone. Picture yourself in a walkable downtown with galleries. Your studio has natural light and costs nothing extra. Then August arrives with 95 degrees and 90% humidity. Sometimes affordable inspiration comes with a climate learning curve. Number 6, Dauphin Island. Alabama Dauphin Island. Alabama offers genuine Barrier Island beach living at prices that seem like decimal errors. The island has only around 1,200 permanent residents across 14miles.com, warm Gulf water, uncrowded shoreline. The kind of quiet Barrier Island experience that normally costs 7 figures elsewhere. Here's the breakdown. Median home price, $295,000. Some properties under $200,000. Rent, $900 to $1,400 monthly cost of living. 12% below national average. The catch is significant. Dauphin Island gets hit repeatedly by hurricanes. Insurance is expensive. Limited services mean one grocery store, one gas station, minimal medical facilities. A retiree said they paid $180,000 for a house with Gulf views. Their insurance costs nearly $8,000 annually. They drive 45 minutes for groceries. but they wake up to dolphins and fish from their dock. Picture yourself watching dolphins from your deck. Your mortgage is less than rent on a bad apartment elsewhere. Then hurricane season brings a named storm, and you evacuate wondering if your house will survive. Number 5, Grand Isle, Louisiana. Grand Isle. Louisiana offers the cheapest barrier island property in America, along with Cajun culture and the reality that this island is slowly sinking. Louisiana's only inhabited barrier island has around 1,400 permanent residents who stay for the fishing. Access to some of the best fishing in the Gulf of Mexico. Tarpon, redfish, speckled trout, and offshore species that sport fishers travel globally to pursue. Here's the reality. Median home price, $175,000. Some properties under $100,000. Rent, $700 to $1,100 monthly. Cost of living, 10% below national average. The catch is existential. Grand Isle is disappearing. Coastal erosion claims land constantly. Storm surge regularly floods the entire island. Insurance is catastrophically expensive when available. A lifelong resident said they know the island is dying. Everyone knows. They stay because this is home where their family has fished for generations. When the island finally goes, something irreplaceable goes with it. Picture yourself buying a fishing camp for $80,000. Neighbors bring gumbo. Then a tropical storm approaches and you evacuate knowing water will cover everything. Sometimes the cheapest beach living costs you in uncertainty. Number 4. Apalachicola, Florida. Apalachicola, Florida offers genuine old Florida charm with Victorian architecture at prices that seem impossible for the Sunshine State. The town sits on Florida's forgotten coast with around 2,500 people in a town that feels preserved from another era. Historic buildings line the streets. Oyster boats work the bay. Barrier islands with pristine beaches are minutes away. Here is the cost situation. Median home price, $280,000. Historic homes often under $300,000. Rent, $1,000 to $1,400 monthly cost of living, 8% below national average. The catch is economic fragility. The oyster industry has collapsed. Commercial fishing is struggling. Medical care requires driving to larger cities. A remote worker from Atlanta said they were spending $2,500 monthly for an apartment with no character. Now they own a Victorian home with a wraparound porch for less per month. Picture yourself on the porch of a Victorian home watching sunset over the bay. Oyster boats return to dock. Then you need a specialist doctor and drive 80 miles. Sometimes charming means choosing carefully. Number 3, Port St. Joe, Florida. Port St. Joe, Florida offers some of the most beautiful beaches in America at prices that Florida forgot to inflate. The town has around 3,500 people. Cape San Blas offers beaches consistently rated among Florida's best, with virtually zero development, white sand, clear water, dunes topped with sea oats, and almost nobody on them. Here is the pricing. Median home price: $310,000. Properties in town often under $250,000. Rent: $1,100 to $1,600. Monthly cost of living: 7% below national average. The catch is Hurricane Michael. In 2018, a Category 5 hurricane devastated this area. Rebuilding continues. Insurance is expensive and memories are fresh. A couple who relocated post-hurricane said they bought a rebuilt home at prices that reflected the area's trauma. They understand the risk because they can see evidence of what happened. But they also see beaches that remained beautiful through disaster. Picture yourself on a beach rated among America's best. White sand, 4 miles. No crowds. Then you see a house still being rebuilt 5 years post. Sometimes the best beaches remind you nature makes the rules. Number 2, Cedar Key, Florida. Cedar Key, Florida offers an island fishing village frozen in time at prices that defy every trend about Florida coastal real estate. The island has around 700 people, accessible by a single bridge. No chains allowed. No traffic lights. Maybe 4 blocks of locally owned businesses. Commercial clamming sustains a working waterfront. Here is the affordability. Median home price: $375,000. Smaller properties under $250,000. Rents: $1,000 to $1,400. Monthly cost of living: national average. The catch is radical isolation, no hospital, no gym, one small grocery store. If you need conveniences, Cedar Key offers none. An author who moved to write said they came for 3 months and stayed 3 years. The island removes distractions by simply not having them. They are more productive here than anywhere in their life. They are also more isolated than they ever imagined. Picture yourself on an island where your phone barely works. Your house costs less than your previous car. Then you need anything and realize the nearest Target is 60 miles away. Sometimes island living costs you every convenience you forgot you needed. Number 1, Eastpoint, Florida. Eastpoint, Florida takes the top spot as the cheapest legitimate beach town in America. Waterfront property here costs less than inland lots in Ohio. The population is around 2,300 people spread along miles of bay frontage. This is not a resort town. No downtown. No boutiques. Just water, oyster boats, and the cheapest waterfront property in the continental United States. Here's why Eastpoint wins. Median home price: $195,000 waterfront lots. Under $50,000 waterfront homes with docks. Under $250,000. Rent $800 to $1,200 monthly. Cost of living 15% below national average. The catch is that Eastpoint barely functions as a town. No grocery store on your side of the bridge. Limited restaurants. Zero entertainment. The oyster industry collapsed. What remains is empty storefronts and waterfront property nobody with other options would consider. A retiree said they paid $140,000 for a waterfront home with dock. Their home would cost over $1 million anywhere else with similar water access. But they drive 20 minutes for groceries, 45 minutes for a doctor, and accept that community means knowing the 6 other people who chose this life. Picture yourself on your dock watching dolphins pass. Your waterfront home costs $160,000 total. Then you look around and see empty lots where houses used to be and abandoned oyster boats. Your affordable paradise exists because someone else's economy collapsed. We just counted down 12 forgotten American beach towns where cheap living actually exists. Like this video if you learned America has beach towns where waterfront costs less than a nice car. Subscribe because knowing which coastal communities are accessible might save you from expensive mistakes. These towns are real. The prices are accurate. And most Americans will never know they exist. Cheap beach towns stay cheap for reasons. Hurricanes, economic collapse, isolation. Question is, what you are willing to trade for that ocean view?